For me, fashion means reflection of current moods and current situation around the world, and the main purpose of it is it's to project the reality, what's happening now, and make it more current and more appropriate to the time when we are living. I think both, because the heritage of fashion and the look has to kind of go together with current trends and current prediction of what's going to happen next in fashion and in the world, like I said before. In my case, it's more business now. When I started, it was definitely more art, and it was much more about art and about what I kind of believe and what I feel about it. Now I think I tend to the point when it has to become a business, which in the end of the day makes money. I had a friend, and he had a sister, and she was very stylish and very cool, and I guess she was kind of direct us how we're supposed to dress like, and we started to kind of be interested about fashion, and we started to watch fashion TV, and I guess we wanted to be unique around kind of our friends and the teenagers at this time, and I guess afterwards I just kind of started making clothes because I wanted to be kind of unique, and at a certain point I just started to love how the whole process and everything about it. I mean, that's also changed. Before definitely it was Alexander McQueen, like John Galliano, and very kind of theatrical brands, but now it's became much more contemporary and modern, like I guess Balenciaga, Dami Doma, Prensa Schule. Those are brands which I would definitely like to be mentioned next to, and I guess in my aesthetics it's visible that I'm pretty much going the same path. I think I would choose Karine Rothfield, the ex-editor of Vogue, France Vogue, and I think she's always very stylish, and she definitely represents a lot of values of women, which I would definitely like to show in my work, and definitely she's one of a few with whom I would definitely like to work with and dress her in a way like I think it's appropriate. Yes, I believe in beauty. I don't believe in perfection. I think depend how much you zoom in things, and then you will see imperfections. I think I believe in beauty, and that's I guess what been always my major factor of forcing me to do fashion. And it's always about beauty. It's about statement. It's about certain feelings about beauty. But I think the visual aspects are always very important. And perfection, I guess, it's always, let's kind of connect together. Like, I believe the things has to be executed in a very high standards. The standards which give you the feeling that they are perfect, but probably if you go deeper into them, you will see that they are not perfect. No, I don't believe in God. I believe in logic. Politics, it's, I guess, a lot of words which doesn't mean that much. I would rather like to speak with my work, and I don't think my work is pretty much politically kind of connected with any. I don't want to send any political message through my work, maybe let's put it this way, because I think if you're a good designer, if you have something to say, you don't have to use the politics to make a shout around what you do. I mean, I always listen suggestions for other people. I always expect some feedback, and I think this is very, it's very valuable to have other people's opinion what you do, because otherwise you pretty much close in the bubble of your work and your own thinking. But if somebody else will give you their own opinion, then you can really take it and consider why they think this way, why they see your work this way. And I think this is, in the end of the day, I have to send the message to people. I cannot be disconnect from this, so I have to listen what they want to say about my work. Yeah. I mean, I always try to make very personal collections. Like, I think what makes my brand and my design different from any others, it's my personal belief and my something very personal, which only I could make it. So I always, I mean, because I was previously study science, I studied chemistry, and I always been very good in maths. And next to kind of fashion, I composed music, so I try to combine those elements together. And my previous graduate collection, I pretty much create 6 mathematical sequences, and then I put them to the computer program which I use to make a music. And they generate kind of sequences of pattern MIDI notes. So I pretty much take a snapshot of it, mirror them, and this way I got the silhouettes of the collection. So it's always very important, the process itself, but I always kind of working towards the certain vision and certain goal in the end. But I try to combine all those elements which I'm kind of always been about and what I'm really into it, to make my fashion personal and unique in a way. I think I call my style modern classicism. I would say it's kind of still very simple. It's very wearable now, and it's always have this very distinguished feeling. I would say, at least for me. I never like kind of overcomplicated things. I think that the simplicity of cut and simplicity of silhouette. In a way, like simplicity, I mean very kind of strong silhouette, but still connected to the women body and the women look. It's kind of my definition of my style, I would say. Yes, I mean definitely my fashion became much more wearable, much more comfortable to wear. And I think that's another thing what I mentioned before about fashion. Fashion is about women, about women. So you have to really make things which women would like to wear. So this is I guess the biggest point of doing fashion. You have to really respond what women need and what they want to put on the everyday basis, I would say. The colors what I use in my collection, I think this is very personal, I would say, and I think in terms of colors, it's always very personal for every single person. I use the colors which I like. I use the combination of the colors which I like. I think this is the process which I learn and which I develop over the years. Like I choose the colors which I like. I choose the combination of it which I like. I don't particularly follow the trends in this time. Because I think still there are certain sequences of colors which works better, at least for me, and this is how I feel about them, that they can make a beautiful statement. I think the last collection, it's I wouldn't say there is any masterpiece in general, because I think my previous collection there was much more different levels, I would say, and kind of building the mood. In this one, my last Autumn-Winter 2013 collection, it's much more equal. I wouldn't say there is one particular piece which is very outstanding. I like the collection because it's much more flat, there is still definitely the mood and different kind of playing with the silhouettes and shapes, but I wouldn't point there is one particular outfit from this collection which I would say it's the most outstanding one. I think the whole collection is in very cohesive and very and very together in a way, like how it's presented and how it's built. Obviously the last one, it's kind of, I would say, the strongest outfit, the coat and the long dress, but I think it's still referred to the other outfits in this collection. No doubt, that's Paris. Paris, I would say there are pretty much 4 fashion weeks, but actually there are 3. No, there is 1, and there are 3 others. Paris always been the kind of capital of fashion, and I think that the new ideas are always quite well adapted there, and the fresh kind of French fashion is the closest to my aesthetics, and the designers pretty much who showcased during the Paris Fashion Week, in my opinion, they are definitely the top. Not only, but I would say definitely, in my opinion, is Paris. Oh, definitely not the street. I mean, I don't see any point to showcase my clothes in the museum. Like, I would definitely, this is definitely part of my brand identity. Like my pre-season collection, I would like to make it as a small project, very limited, very few, like 4 or 5 pieces, but very outstanding and much more kind of stronger in terms of statement. And in this case, I would definitely like to showcase them in galleries and museums to make it more like event situation, more like kind of exhibition. But my normal collection, full season collection, I would definitely like to see them on the street, and that's my pretty much ultimate dream, to see women on the street wearing my clothes. That's, I think this is the biggest reward what you can receive out from your work. I mean, the structure and the silhouette, that's the major meaning. How I think about it, I want to build certain silhouette and certain structure of my clothes, so I try to find the materials and fabrics which kind of will provide me this. And I think this is the one of the biggest thing, like as far as you define your fabric and your materials, you know your kind of limitation within it, then working with them is much easier to get what you really wanted to in terms of silhouette. And as far as my clothes are always very structured and kind of bold, then my fabrics are always quite stiff and solid, I would say. This is what I try to do now, more combine very solid and thick fabric which are kind of give you this very strong feeling and structure, with very soft like fabric like silk, organza, chiffon, to make it more womanish. So I think this is how my women should dress, like combine bold, strong with very soft and light. My success, how I perceive the success, it's my ultimate goal is to make the best collection what I can ever make. This is my success. As far as I will do it, I'm happy with it. Definitely I would like to have recognition of my work, and I would definitely like to have more exposure and kind of make my living out of it. And this is the success which are kind of defined by probably most of the people, but financial success is not always kind of necessarily. I mean, definitely it is important, but I would rather prefer to make unique and amazing collection than... I'm not a servant, I still try to say something, I still try to make certain statements. So my biggest success would be to make a collection which people will recognize as beautiful. I just want to build the brand, and this is a very important part of the business and of our activity now. It's building a brand, strong brand, and I think this is what everything going from. You build a brand which go in a certain direction, and from this brand you build the collections which fit to the brand, and this is what we try to do now, and this is what we do in our studio. Pretty much we build a collection which fits to our brand identity. So next collection, as I said, I want to make a very small pre-collection, very few pieces, very unique, very strong and structured, and afterwards there will be a new Spring-Summer 2014 collection. So as always, I'll be busy, and hopefully you will follow our work in the future.